The door closed behind me. Not slammed, not locked, just closed, and the room went quiet in a way rooms never do. I stood there, hand still on the handle, and felt it. That unmistakable feeling, like when someone is behind you, but you're alone. Like the air had shifted because I'd crossed a line I couldn't see. I hadn't even turned on the lights yet. The motel room smelled old. Not dirty, just tired. A mix of stale carpet, industrial cleaner, and something faintly metallic like coins left too long in water. The kind of place that looks exactly like you expect it to look. Beige walls, brown carpet, a bed that's been slept in by hundreds of strangers who all believed they were only passing through. I told myself it was fine. I was exhausted. That kind of exhaustion that makes your thoughts feel soft around the edges, like they could tear if you pulled too hard. 12 hours of driving. Rain most of the way. A missed turn that added another hour. By the time I pulled into the parking lot, I would have slept in my car if the seat reclined all the way. The motel sign flickered behind me when I parked. Vacancy. Vacancy. Like it was blinking. Watching. I grabbed my bag and didn't look back. Inside the room, the silence pressed in. Not heavy. Not dramatic. Just present. Like it had been waiting. I dropped my bag near the dresser and finally reached for the light switch. The lights came on instantly. Too instantly. No flicker. No hum. No delay. Bright. Flat. Exposing. The room revealed itself all at once, like it had been holding its breath. 2 beds. A small table. A chair pushed neatly in, like someone had just stood up. That was the first thing that felt wrong. The chair. Most motel chairs are slightly crooked, nudged out of place by people sitting, tossing jackets over the back, dragging them closer to the TV. This one was perfectly aligned, square to the table, parallel to the bed, centered. I stared at it longer than I should have. Then I laughed under my breath. "You're tired," I said out loud. Hearing my own voice helped. If you've ever noticed something small that felt wrong, you know the feeling. I pulled the curtains closed. The parking lot lights leaked through the edges anyway, painting thin yellow lines across the carpet. I kicked off my shoes, sat on the bed, and reached for the remote. The TV turned on before I pressed anything. Just clicked on. Static. No channel. Just snow. The volume was low. A soft hiss. I froze. My thumb hovered over the remote button, not touching it. The remote was still pointed at the floor. Slowly, I raised it. Pressed power. The TV turned off. I exhaled. Old wiring, I muttered. Cheap electronics. I wanted that explanation to be enough. I turned the TV back on. This time, it went straight to a local channel. Some late-night rerun. A laugh track echoed weakly, like it was embarrassed to be there. I set my bag on the other bed and went to the bathroom. The bathroom was painfully normal. White tiles. A mirror with faint black spots where the backing had started to decay. Towels folded into tight rectangles. The fan rattled when I turned it on. I splashed water on my face and looked up. For a second, just a second, I thought the reflection was delayed. Like my eyes moved before the reflection caught up. Then it snapped back into sync. I leaned closer to the mirror, stared into my own face. Get some sleep, I told myself. Behind me, something creaked. I turned around fast. Nothing. The door was still open. The room beyond was empty. Quiet. Too quiet. I shut the bathroom door and leaned against it for a moment, listening. No footsteps. No movement. Just the hum of electricity running through walls older than me. When I stepped back into the room, the chair had moved. Not by much. Just a few inches. Pulled slightly away from the table. Angled now. Toward the bed I planned to sleep in. My stomach tightened. I didn't touch it. I didn't even walk past it. I grabbed my phone instead. No signal. I frowned and lifted it higher, walking toward the window. Still nothing. I turned Wi-Fi on. One network appeared. Motel guest. No password. I hesitated. Then tap connect. Connected instantly. Too instantly. I opened my messages. Nothing new. Checked the time. 2:17 a.m. I frowned. That couldn't be right. I had checked in just after midnight. I'd been in the room maybe 20 minutes. I pulled my watch off my wrist and checked it. 2:17 a.m. A chill crawled up my spine. "Okay," I said softly. "Okay." I sat on the bed and forced myself to breathe. In, out. This is the moment where I should tell you to listen to your instincts. But if I had listened to mine, I would have grabbed my bag and left. I didn't. And if you're watching this right now, pause for a second and ask yourself something. Have you ever stayed somewhere that felt like it knew you were there? If you have, tell me in the comments. I want to know I'm not alone in this. I lay down fully clothed, shoes still off, but socks on like I might need to run. The bed was firmer than expected. Too firm. I stared at the ceiling, counting the tiny cracks in the paint. 1, 2, 3. Somewhere in the walls, something clicked. Not random. Rhythmic. Like a relay switching on and off. Then it stopped. Silence rushed back in. I turned onto my side. The chair was closer now. I hadn't heard it move. It was just closer. The legs were on the carpet where there hadn't been carpet impressions before. Fresh marks. My heart started pounding hard enough that I could hear it in my ears. I sat up slowly. The room didn't react. No sound. No movement. I swung my legs off the bed and stood. "Someone's messing with me," I said louder this time. "This isn't funny." The words sounded small. I took one step toward the chair. The TV turned off. The lights dimmed, not off, just lower, like someone slowly rolling a dial. The air felt thicker, harder to breathe. I stopped. The chair slid back, just a few inches, like it was giving me space. My phone vibrated in my hand. I almost dropped it. A notification. No number. No name. Just 2 words. "You noticed." My mouth went dry. I typed back before I could stop myself. "Who is this?" The response came instantly. "The room." I laughed. A sharp, panic sound. "Very funny," I whispered. "Real, original." Another vibration. "You're inside me." The lights flickered. Once. Twice. Then steadied. The chair creaked. Not moved. Just creaked. Like weight shifting. I backed toward the door. My hand hit the handle. I turned it. It didn't move. Locked. I hadn't locked it. I knew I hadn't. I rattled it harder. Nothing. The phone buzzed again. "Don't leave yet." I slid down the door until I was sitting on the floor. My thoughts were racing now, overlapping, colliding. Hallucination. Stress. Carbon monoxide. I looked around for a detector. There wasn't one. Of course there wasn't. The TV clicked on again. No static this time. A camera view. The room. My room. From the corner of the ceiling. I was on the screen, sitting against the door, watching myself. I waved a hand. The image waved back. Perfectly. Except there was a delay. Just a fraction of a second. Enough to notice. Enough to feel wrong. The phone vibrated again. "I see you better this way." I squeezed my eyes shut. "Stop," I said. "Just stop." The chair scraped loudly this time. Pulled out fully. Facing me. Inviting. I shook my head. "No. Sit." The word appeared alone on the screen. The lights brightened slightly. Not comfortingly. Interrogation bry. "T, I want you to understand something. Up until that moment, I still believed I could leave. That there was an end to this where I walked out, laughed nervously, and told myself it was the strangest night of my life. But when the chair moved again, closer, patient, waiting, I understood something else. The room wasn't haunting me. It wasn't threatening me. It was curious, and curiosity is worse. I stood up. Every instinct screamed not to, but another feeling pushed through the fear. The feeling you get when something unfinished is pulling at you. I sat. The chair was warm. Not body warm. Room warm. Like it had been expecting me. The TV image changed. Now it was my face. Close. Too close. I could see every blink. Every twitch. "Why are you here?" the phone asked. I swallowed. I was tired. Not why you came to the motel. The question settled into me. Uncomfortable. Personal. "I'm driving," I said. "I needed rest." "Not why you're running." My chest tightened. I hadn't told anyone that. I hadn't even admitted it to myself. The lights dimmed again. The walls creaked. Subtle. Like stretching. "You carry loud thoughts," the phone continued. "They soak into the walls." I laughed weakly. "This is insane." Yes. The word appeared without apology. but it's true. The TV showed flashes now. Memories. Not mine. Other people. A woman crying on the bed. A man pacing the floor, arguing with someone who wasn't there. A child sitting cross-legged, whispering into the carpet. The images overlapped. Layered. Like stains. They all stay a while, the room said. Some stay longer. I shook my head. What do you want? The lights brightened. The chair creaked again beneath me. To know you. My phone buzzed one last time. And to be known. Something pressed against the walls. Not hands. Pressure. Like the room was leaning in. I stood up abruptly. I'm done, I said. You win. Whatever this is, you win. I grabbed my bag and rushed the door. This time, the handle turned. The door opened easily. Too easily. The hallway outside was dark. Longer than it should have been. The same door repeated down its length. Same number. Same peeling paint. I stepped back inside. The door closed behind me. Gently. The chair was back where it started. The bed untouched. The TV off. The phone screen black. Time on my watch. 12:04 a.m. Like nothing had happened. Except, the room felt fuller now. Occupied. Aware. I sat on the bed and stared at the floor. Quiet. Still. Waiting. And that's when I realized the worst part. The room didn't trap me. It didn't need to, because a part of me had already stayed. I slept that night. I think. In the morning, I checked out without incident. The clerk didn't look up. The receipt printed clean. I drove away as the sun rose. Normal world. Normal road. But sometimes, late at night, when a room goes too quiet, I feel again. That subtle shift. Like the walls are listening. If this story made you uneasy, good. That means you felt it too. And if you've ever stayed somewhere that felt aware, really aware, share your experience. Someone else needs to hear it. Because rooms remember. And some of them are still waiting.